The college basketball experience pregame show for Super Tuesday, January the 7th edition on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up with that promo code TCESGPN to get a 50% deposit up to $1,000. That is Underdog Fantasy, promo code TCESGPN. Welcome, everybody, into the college basketball experience, baby, for Tuesday night, Super Tuesday, January the 7th. Oh, boy, it is a loaded slate here. The number one pregame show in all of the land for college basketball. We got a loaded slate, so let's dive into it. First off, I am Moneyline Mac, aka the former video coordinator for Bob Huggins and Frank Martin. Cheers, everybody, and welcome to Happy Hour, also here on the College Experience. Joining me, the Pump Fake Pod guys. First up, you guys know him from the great state of Indiana. He is at Michael_Huffer, a.k.a. Mike. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, Mac? Hopefully hunkering down over some hoops with the snow, and cheers, everyone. Glad to be back. It's an honor.
Yes. Cheers. Don't drive. There's enough fucking bad drivers out there. And third man in the booth, you guys know him over there at the Pump Fake Pod, just like Mike. He is Trevor from the great state of Wisconsin, a.k.a. Stooley Picks. Stooley, what's up, man?
Not much. Massive slate today. Tonight is awesome. I'm excited for it, so let's dive in.
And I was doing my research. I'm like, do we have any competition on the pregame show? So I know FS1's the first. Well, actually, NC Central, Morgan State, 55-53. I got NC Central -3.5. So hopefully they could pull this out. I threw on FS1, and then all of a sudden this show has been way more enticing now. The panel here, we got Michael Irving, we got Keyshawn Johnson. We got Paul Pierce, and who's the host? Joy Taylor. So fantastic. All of a sudden, this show is way more enticing, entertaining. Shout out to Joy Taylor.
Crew.
Yeah. They
Speak. Yeah. What another name. Love it.
Some extracurricular activities after that show, I can tell you that. Anyway, let's dive into it. We got plenty of games here. First up, let's go over to FS1. That will go live right after this show here. We got the Johnnies taking on the Musketeers. Beatix set this up backwards. He's throwing me off. There we go. The line on this one is kind of sat right at 1.5 the entire day. This is a lock battle from last night's show. Shocker. Colby is on St. John's for about the 50th straight time, hitting the road at the Cinta Center. I am on Xavier. Bounce back at home. I think that they can drag it in the mud, keep the Johnnies out of transition. St. John's struggles to make shots from the perimeter. They're a team I like to fade on the road. Give me Xavier to get it done against St. John's. Huff, how about you?
Yeah, I told myself a couple times this year that I might not bet on Xavier ever again, and here we are in the spot at the Cinta Center. I went ahead and took Xavier and saying that X is going to give it to you because I just think it's a tough spot for the Johnnies, like you said, and I echo your sentiment on just the road spot. This is where I think spots come into more play in the conference season, and that's why I'll take Xavier. And if they lose, they'll go back on my do not bet list until next week.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I didn't fire. I might bet it. I see Xavier's laying a point now, so it's flipped a little bit.
They're watching the show.
Yep, little
Oh,
CLV
fuck,
for you,
I'm screwed.
Xavier betters last night. Yeah, I know it flipped. You're totally fucked.
+1. Yeah, we're screwed.
Yeah,
We're
plus
screwed.
1 to -1 now. It's over. But no, I mean Xavier got Fremantle back last week, and if you look at St. John's on the road, their neutral games lost to Georgia, blew that big lead to Baylor, blew out Virginia. Congratulations, but 2-point win at Providence without Bryce Hopkins, and then they also lost at Creighton. So I mean, on the road they've struggled away from Carnesecca a little bit this year. So Xavier needs this game like air. So I would side with Xavier here as well.
All right, 3 across the board, all of the Musketeers. And let's shout out first. The NFL playoffs are here, so get on over there and tune into the main sports gambling podcast for all your NFL picks and props. They're going to be breaking down all 6 games coming up on this weekend, then divisional round, then championship weekend, then the Super Bowl. Get on over there and check out those guys today. We actually, real quick, we're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog's Pick'em's biggest menus for all sports. Underdog, easier way to get down some profit boosts and give me Pick'ems. Get on over there, guys. The promo code is right above Huff's head, TCESGPN. We really need you guys to sign up because Underdog's giving away the best, man. Not only college basketball, but college football with the playoff upcoming. You're gonna want to get your Underdog up and rolling here to make some cash here going into the new year. So get on over there, Underdog Fantasy, promo code TCESGPN. And with that said, it is time to give out the Underdog entry for this evening. Mike, where are we going for leg number 1 for a higher lower?
I will be going to Tennessee and Florida in the jungle. We kind of talked about this last night on the Pump Fake show. Chaz Lanier over 20 or higher than 20.5. Higher than 20.5 available points for Chaz Lanier. I think that he's the only way that Tennessee gets it done. I know Ziegler's a good spot and a lot of good players on Tennessee, but they're going to be feeding him, and it's going to be a show with him and Walter. So excited for this matchup, just like we saw with Kentucky, Tennessee. So yeah, higher 20.5 Chaz Lanier points.
I like it. Higher. Number 2. Trev, where are we going?
Going to the Big Ten, we are hitting Nebraska at Iowa. Nebraska really struggles to defend the 3. They're giving up almost 9 threes a game on the road. Iowa, we know, likes to play fast, shoot the 3. So I'm going Josh Dix higher than 1.5 threes here. He's hit this number, all year in all but 2 games at home this year. He's gone up to 3 and 5 also. So I like him to smack some threes and get Iowa a big win here after that embarrassing Wisconsin loss on whenever the hell they played last, couple days ago.
Friday night, yep.
Friday night.
Back to you, Huff.
Yeah, this is kind of a interesting play because I'm going with the other side of the team. But I think the way that they got to stay in this game, these Longhorns, that is, for Auburn, Texas, is that they got to be able to maintain the glass and shut down Johni Broome. So I will take Arthur Kaluma higher than 7.5 rebounds. I expect that to be a battle down low. I'm excited for that. So that's the only thing I like about Texas tonight.
Let's go. Trev, where are we going for the last one?
I'm going to the Texas game also for Johni Broome. I'm taking him higher than 1.5 blocks on Texas. He's a force down low. We know that he's a monster on both ends. I mean, he's gotten more than 1 block in all but 2 games this year. So, I mean, 4 against Missouri. He had 3 against Ohio State, 4 against Memphis. So I like him to get 2 blocks tonight at least in the battle in the Moody Center.
How about 8 blocks and then a rebound put back by Kaluma, then rebound put back Angel Reese stats.
Let's just get it done. Let's just get it done. That works for me.
Let's go, baby. So get on over there to Underdog Fantasy. Like I said, promo code is TCESGPN. And can't wait for these games tonight. That is a 12-1 entry with their 4 picks. All right, let's get over there to Morgantown.
Make sure you're following Capper too. He's been hot lately. He's been making me some nice bread. He's been making me some nice bread on Underdog. So shout out Capper.
Hell yeah, baby. Let's go, Cap. All right, next up, guys, we got my Mountaineers taking on the Arizona Wildcats here. The ranked team, this is a system I hate. The ranked team is catching points at home on their home floor. Line set currently at, what is it now? It's up to 4, I'm seeing in some places. 3.5. I'll take my Mountaineers at a principle. It's gone too far with the disrespect here. This is a rematch of a game in Atlantis where West Virginia won in the overtime game, but I'm not going to lie, I do not like the matchup here. It's a contrast of styles. West Virginia wants to drag it in the mud, play very, very slow, limited possessions. Arizona wants to get up and down. So whichever side you think is going to be able to dictate the tempo. West Virginia controlled the tempo in Atlantis. Can they control it again here tonight? Yeah, let's go. It's in Morgantown. Huff, where are you going?
Yeah, I didn't feel a strong conviction last night. I took West Virginia. Just think that they're kind of both these teams are destined to lose, right? They're on a winning streak. So they still can lose. I like the underdog, so I took the 4 with West Virginia. But I also really like the over in this play, over 143, just due to the different styles of play. I know West Virginia will try to control the pace, like you said, but I kind of expect them to maybe even match their pace and get a little unorthodox with Arizona, especially if Arizona can shoot threes and be able to shoot threes, because they're normally just horrible efficiency-wise, that is, because Caleb Love just shoots 40 times a night. So I'll take the over. I think it just squeezes by over. And you might be able to even get a live bet on that too. So over 143.5.
Yeah, it's tough. Like you said, the ranked team's catching points at home. They've been red hot. Arizona off that war against Cincinnati. I mean, that was a physical game. Props to Arizona for pulling that out. But 4 points is a lot for a West Virginia team that's been playing great. Javon Small can go for 22 points and kind of keep them in this game. But I don't know. If I had to, I would side with West Virginia. I think DeVries is a much better coach than Tommy Lloyd, and he's shown it this year for what that roster is versus what Arizona has. But West Virginia is, close your ears, Mac. They are due for a loss here. I mean, they've been red hot. So and a rematch spot. I don't really like it, but I would side with West Virginia here at home. Weird travel spot too.
Yeah, they stayed out east. I know they stayed in Morgantown the last couple of days. So the spot says Arizona, but the Mountaineers, they're resilient. They can overcome the spot. Next up here, this is system play as well. I have to take Duke against Pitt. I actually have started to come around more on Duke here. Pitt went out of their way and was very obnoxious with the way that they celebrated at Cameron last year. Remember, they were dancing on the scores table in front of the Cameron Crazies. I think I may add this lock. I think Duke's going to smack their ass tonight. I think Duke just is going to be able to protect the rim and limit Pitt's ability for dribble penetration. And they got more size. They're tougher than them. And if you can turn Pitt into a jump shooting team, I just think Duke's not going to sleepwalk through this game is what I'm saying. So give me the Dukies to roll here against each hit Pitt.
Yeah, I mean, I took this again last night on the show. I like you said, you shouted out what was it, Blake Henson that got on the announcer table last year. I think that's gonna maybe piss off some people for Duke. Obviously, not maybe Cooper Flagg very much, and some newcomers coming in there. But I know that Shire and Capel got a relationship as well. You guys mentioned that last night on the show too. So. This is going to be an interesting one. I ended up taking first half Duke minus 7.5. I think they come out and smack them in the mouth, and I took them full game. So I like it. They win by 16 to 24 points in that range. That's a wide range, but it's somewhere in that range.
Yeah, I'm with you, Duke. Like you said, they were clowning Duke last year, jumping on their tables, dancing in front of the fans. And this line, just the 14. I mean, Pitt's been a solid team this year, and the fact that they're catching 14 kind of just feels like it's telling you what's going to happen. And let's not forget, Cal and Stanford at Pitt also were up, I believe, like double digits early in that game, and then they clawed back. So if you're going to go down double digits at Cameron Indoor, good luck trying to climb out of that hole. That place is going to be jumping tonight.
That it will. I'll tell you where else it'll be jumping. That's in Athens, Georgia. Kentucky, Georgia. Georgia beat them last year. I know that was Calipari. I'm fading Kentucky here. You know me, man. I like to fade the team that just scored over 100 points. They made a bunch of shots. They didn't make a bunch of shots. They made everything on Saturday. The ultimate get-up spot for Mark Pope. Georgia off a tough loss in Oxford, but I actually thought played pretty well here. I think Georgia's defense can, and their athletes and their size can bother Kentucky shooters here. And I like this Mike White team. Tough, under the radar, need a big win here. I like the Dogs at home to beat the Cats.
I last night I was like, you know what, it's got to be Georgia, 100%, and that's where I landed on as well. Just as a spot here, they're not the best team, obviously, and Kentucky just controls this whole series pretty much. But I went ahead and woke up this morning kind of feeling a little Benedicty, and so I said, get that Bulldog crap out of here. They've been dominating the series. I just took Kentucky on the money line just recently, so right before the show. But I did Benedict myself there after what I said last night.
Fatal mistake, Huff. This is a Georgia spot for sure. They're going to be much bigger. And you know that Kentucky was partying their asses off after that Florida win. They didn't dominate them, but offensively they couldn't be stopped. Nobody could miss. And I heard today that was the number one offensive efficiency game of the year, and they were number one. Florida was 5. So Florida put up the 5th highest efficiency game in the country and still lost. So I think they're due a little regression. They do have Mississippi State on deck too, so I think they might look a little ahead to that game because that's obviously a bigger game. But I think Georgia gets this done here on the money line. Just bigger. Kentucky, just massive game. And they partied their ass off. Now you got to travel, hit the road. I don't think it's a great spot for them tonight.
I'm a super villain for that.
Game of the night, Gainesville, Vols, Gators, always comes through. I'm on the Gators. No, not much more handicap needed here. I like their guards. I think they're going to be able to score. I think they're going to be able to get out in transition against Tennessee. I know Tennessee's good at keeping guys out of transition, but I think Florida's able to get some stops, get out and run, get the crowd involved. And I think they got the front court depth to bang with Tennessee down low. And then I'll take that front court or that back court over Tennessee. So Gator, they win by 10.
Yeah, schematic-wise, I'm with you on that with Florida. These are the two. I woke up and I was like, I'm going to Benedict one of these. It's either Tennessee or Kentucky. I ended up choosing Kentucky because undefeated teams have to lose. You know, the 1976 Indiana Hoosier faithful are holding on to something very near and dear to them from 50 plus 60 years ago almost now these days. So and this ends tonight. No more undefeated teams after today. Florida gets it done. It took them 1.5. I'll take it all the way up to 3, 4, wherever it's at now, but definitely don't love it as much as 1. I think Tennessee hangs in there. It's going to be a tough game. There's going to be live betting spots as well too, so I expect this to be competitive, just like the Kentucky game. But Florida gets it done in the end with the foul game and just running Tennessee kind of out of gas a little bit.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm on Florida -2 last night. It's actually my biggest bet of the night. Tennessee, I mean, they went to Illinois and they won because Illinois played zero defense and let them have a layup at the buzzer. Should have went to overtime. Yeah. But, you know, Florida off the loss, they just played really great. Just happened to run into a buzzsaw offensively. I think they're going to get this done. Tennessee's got to lose eventually. Now you're getting a pissed off Florida team at home in the swamp. Elijah Martin and Walter Clayton are great. Condon's been really good. Will Richard can step up too. So I think it's a tight game early, and then later in the game, Florida pulls away, and like you said, double-digit win for them.
Gator. I'll tell you where else you can bet Florida tonight if you like that side. That is over on DraftKings Sportsbook, baby. The crown is yours. So get on over there to DraftKings NFL playoffs. They got a ton of stuff to get down on. The college football playoff as well. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use our code SGP. That's code SGP for new customers to get $200 in bonus instantly when you bet just $5 only on DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. And a message from DraftKings. If you have a gambling problem,
Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over, age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
All right, let's get back into it, baby. Gotta love the automated voicemail. So that can save me from reading off 1-800 Yeah. So yeah, shout out to DraftKings, proud sponsor of the college experience. All right, next up, guys, we got. Well, first a reminder to throw your throw a game that you don't see on the left-hand side. We'll get to as many games as we can. Morgan State just took the lead up with 6.5 to go. We got the FS1 game coming on here in a minute after Joy Taylor stops flirting with these 3 other former athletes. So hopefully that game gets on here soon. Let's go to the Big 12, baby. Cincinnati, Baylor. This line is stuck around 5.5, 6. Currently seeing it at 5.5. Both teams coming off losses. Cincinnati off a disappointing home loss. Now a dog on the road. It does feel short. I'm not going to lie. And last year, the line was the exact same. And Cincinnati was able to cover that. I think they lost by 3. But I think Baylor's going to come out and make shots from the perimeter. So give me Baylor, lay the points. I'll take the square side here.
Yeah, I'll co-sign the spread with you. I took them as a money line piece. Just was kind of scared of the number as well. I hate the stadium, by the way, too. The new arena. Yeah. We'll see that it's just awful. There's something about it. Like I was like all excited about this arena, and I just feel like they haven't been getting up for it as much as expected. And Cincinnati will be playing desperate here and aggressive, like you said. And I just think the number is short, and it's kind of hung around 5 and 4 all day. And I know Baylor's got action on it. So. Yeah, I use them as a money line piece, but I'll co-sign the spread with you as well.
Kind of like the under here. Cincinnati, we know, just terrible offense. Like the offense is putrid.
Yes.
You're shooting like 60% from the line, and their defense is what they live on. And they can. I think they can play some fairly good defense on Baylor tonight and just make it ugly. I think Baylor's going to win. If I had to pick a side, I would maybe go Cincy. But it's just disgusting. But I would rather play an under here in this game. I think it's just going to be more like a low 70s to a mid 60s score, or like mid 60s for both teams. I don't think there's going to be a ton of points happening in this one.
Yeah, I co-sign your segment there too, where I just don't want to take Cincinnati on the road with that offense. Yeah. So defense does travel, but I think Baylor's able to make some shots on the perimeter and get over the finish line. This game, rival. God damn it. Where'd it go? Fucking Beanick. Iowa, Nebraska. This game is steamed up a little bit, up to 4.5 now. I still like Iowa, even at 4.5. Off the tough loss where Wisconsin made every fucking shot. But we know Iowa, man. They're really good at home. Nebraska's really good at home. This is a blindly – if the game was in Lincoln, I'd be all over Nebraska. Games in Iowa City, I'm going to be all over Iowa. Iowa by 10. They make shots. Nebraska off the big UCLA win. Coming in, fat and happy, feeling themselves. I don't think they got that edge defensively tonight. Iowa puts up a good amount of points, makes shots tonight.
I feel like we got a lot of the same bets, so I swear I'm not just riding your coattails the entire way. But it's the spots themselves, like you said, around this time of the year, and this just feels like an Iowa spot. I will give out another bet, though, outside the spread. First half spread. Iowa comes out playing super hot first half. They've given out tons of leads. You know, they get up 12, 14 points, and then I'll look at like a scorebox app, and it says it's like a 2-point game, you know, or they're down 4. So they do this a ton of times. Maybe expect them to bleed out in the second half a little bit. So I'll take them first half and give out that as well, and expect them to come out hot, like you said, with the home team winning this game. And Nebraska, they always win at home, lose on the road.
Yeah, laying point. I know it's at Iowa. They play a lot better. But fading Bryce Williams and Juwan Gary's is kind of a scary thing to do. I know they just beat UCLA. It's a tough one, but I did grab Iowa -3.5 last night. At the 4.5, it kind of feels like it's starting to get a bit big, just because of what Huffer says. I mean, second half, they've been known to blow games. I mean, they led that entire Iowa State game, and then the last 2 minutes, they blew it and lost by like 7 and couldn't even cover the 6 points. So I'm on Iowa -3.5, but it's not one of my favorites today. But I will lay it with the Hawkeyes. I think their offense puts up more points enough to cover that spread over Nebraska, even though their defense is a little suspect.
Yeah, it's I think also, and this goes into the next game as well. Early in conference, I love taking home teams. I just think that teams aren't good on the road yet. But when we get to about late January into February, I'll start trying to zag onto some of these road teams, catching points that I think the public just is. Everybody gets all caught up in the home teams because of the success early, and then I think we can back some road teams. But for the next couple weeks, I'll be on a lot of home teams here. And it's no different here. I'm on BYU. This line's come down, actually. People have talked themselves into Texas Tech, down to 1.5, but the game's in Provo. They just got embarrassed. They're going to come out and make shots. Texas Tech, they actually made shots the other night from the perimeter against Utah. I don't think they can do it back-to-back. I just think in that building, desperate spot, don't want to fall down to 1-2, lose a home game. I think BYU rolls here. Another game, I think they'll win by 10.
Mac, you just came back from Utah, right? You just
were
in Utah?
Yep.
How? I mean, it was probably beautiful. You loved it. But after 3 to 5 days, right, you're like, all right, get me out of here. And I feel like that's what Texas Tech is feeling. So they're losing it in tonight on the home spot there. So, yeah, give me the Super Soakers in Provo. But I do want to. This line has come down, and I feel like people are betting BYU and have bet BYU, which is the one thing that scares me. But screw that, screw the lines. Let's go with the team.
Fade CLV.
Yeah, that's the thing is you got, if you're BYU like -3, -2.5, take it hold. You got to like that it's come down here, but I'm not sure how I feel about BYU. I mean, teams that just play Houston, you get the shit beaten out of you, and then you got to go home. And Texas Tech's a physical team too. It's just odd that it's dropped that far, but it's got to be BYU or nothing. I don't think Texas Tech can win both Utah games. I did bet Utah the other night, and that was one of my biggest regrets in my life. That team's so fraudulent. But BYU at home, they're a much different team. That place gets rocking. I'm just wondering about the whole Houston game after effects. I mean, we saw what happened to Butler. They went home and lost to whoever the hell they lost to. They lost at it. Just Houston beats the shit out of you, then you're dead.
Was that North Dakota State? Was that
North Dakota State? That was it. Yep.
Yeah, they beat the shit out of it. Houston's like held everybody below 50 since Vegas. Yeah. It's been an impressive run for the Cougs. This game's going to be a good one. A lot of people like Auburn. I don't. I actually like Texas here. I think Texas at home, SEC opener at the Moody Center. Texas is a play up to your competition, play down to your competition type team. Auburn, they don't get me wrong, they're really good. I think they're finally regressing a little bit. They haven't covered 2 straight. I think the Longhorns hang in here and lose by 5 or 6. I just think that in that building, laying double digits. I'm not going to lay double digits with Auburn on the road. They're not the same team away from the jungle. So give me Texas.
I will lay the points. Laying this many points in conference play on the road has never made me too much money, but I feel like this is going to be a score where you look at the score and if you didn't watch the game, you wouldn't realize how competitive it was. This is just one of those random weird numbers where I think Auburn ends up squeaking by 12 to 14, and you don't realize it because Texas played good for about 32 minutes of the entire game.
Yeah, I'm with Hover. I think they'll play good for 30 minutes or so, but eventually Auburn's going to take over, and I feel like they're kind of asking for Texas money, giving them 10 points at home. I mean, we saw what happened when UConn went in there. They messed them up. I mean, they really killed them. I'm not a fan of Rodney Terry. His Elite Eight run was someone else's team. Now he's got his team. They have not lived up to expectations or anything lately. So I'm going to lay it with Auburn here tonight too.
This kind of feels like a welcome to the SEC kind of gauntlet too for them as well.
Oh, dude, it's brutal. They got Tennessee on Saturday,
and then they got Oklahoma, Florida at the Jungle. It's just, they got to try to get competitive in one, but after getting smacked in the mouth by A&M, so I expect them to respond. But yeah, give me Auburn.
Texas has to get smoked by Auburn at home. Then they got to go play a Tennessee team off a loss at home. Good fucking luck.
Have fun. Welcome to Oh, I love when Texas loses. All right, this game, Big Ten. Michigan, UCLA, Big Ten matchup. Michigan State out west. So two interesting road spots here. Texas Tech staying out in Utah. Michigan staying out in LA. I know a lot of people think that Michigan's going to have their way down low with the two bigs. But I trust Cronin. Challenge his guys in the front court. Meet the challenge here. Off a loss. Cronin's always good off a loss. I'm laying the 2.5 or whatever it is. Is it 2.5 or 3.5 now?
I see 3.
I see 2.
Offshore.
Okay. I'll lay the 3 with UCLA. I think they make the free throws win by 6.
Yeah, this is a money line parlay piece with Baylor for me. Give me the Bruins. I'm with you on Cronin. You win one, out west. You don't expect to win multiple road spots. Kind of the similar angle with Texas Tech and Utah. So yeah, give me the Bruins. Think they'll be competitive and be a top 5 team in the Big Ten throughout the season, even though they're not even really a Big Ten team.
Yeah, they're not Big Ten yet. Prove it. But I mean, the big thing here for me is Michigan's turnovers versus UCLA. UCLA just causes havoc and takes a lot of turnovers. So I think they're going to play a lot in transition tonight. Danny Wolf has to have a bad game eventually. I mean, they've started living through him. So I think UCLA locks down, puts the emphasis on stopping Danny Wolf, and then that whole offense is going to be look a little different when he's not factored in and handling the ball and playing those inverted pick and rolls with Vlad. So I think UCLA comes out, gets it done here at home, and wins by 7 or 8. And I just think Michigan catches an L before they head home.
Just like Texas Tech split. All right, chat. Let's go over to some of your ones you guys are asking about. Can SMU go into Chapel Hill? Sure, but I don't think they will. I like Carolina by double digits tonight. I don't think SMU is ready for this moment tonight. Going to Chapel Hill. I just think Carolina slowly playing better. I'll lay the 6.5 with the Heels against a newcomer here in the ACC.
Yeah, I refused to bet this last night, but I said North Carolina. I think Trevor's on the opposite from what I remember, if I'm mistaken it right. I mean, you're not on SMU, but yeah, I picked North Carolina, but I did not bet this and refused to bet this team until they prove something.
Yeah, this game I was torn on this game. I mean, UNC, who are they to be laying 7 points? I know it's at home, but they can't defend if their life depended on it. And they just came off a game where they got an and 1-3 to win the game. So I mean, they're excited as hell about that. SMU just got embarrassed. Now you get to go back to back against a blue blood here on the road in Chapel Hill. I think SMU shows up. I think the 7 is a bit too much. I think North Carolina can win by 3 or 4. I think there's probably going to be points in this game too. I mean, like you said, UNC doesn't defend. Their offense is good. No Trimble. I don't know if he's coming back tonight, but he's been out the last few games also. So I think 7's a bit too much for SMU. I don't know about outright, but they'll lose by 3 to 5 points, I think.
Couple dogs that Lane likes, and I like both. I like San Jose against Utah State. 4th road game in 5 games. Utah State's slowly not playing as good. They rely so much on making jump shots. Now a tough road spot here. And then also, speaking of tough road spots, New Mexico off that big-time Alfred win Friday night in overtime. 3rd road game in 4 games. I like Wyoming, Sundance Wicks, and company to keep this thing close. I actually think Wyoming's going to win outright tonight. Tough?
Yeah. Yeah, I battled you on New Mexico, but I agree on San Jose State. Like I took them at 10.5 because just think Utah State. Sometimes they can't cover this game. I mean, they can't cover the spread. Um, but yeah, that line staying at 6.5 definitely scared me. So I know Trev and I battled on that last night as well too.
Yeah, I think San Jose will be fine. Utah State's had a gauntlet here, and now they're just playing San Jose, and then they have Boise on deck too. So I think they kind of just go through the motions. They kind of struggle with Fresno a little bit. Only won by 1 or 2 possessions a game prior, so I think they go through possession or go through the motions and win by, I don't know, 6 or 7 roughly tonight. I think San Jose gets the cover, and then I am on Wyoming also. It's a sandwich spot for New Mexico too. I mean, like we said, that game was fucking awesome at the Pit last Friday. It was so good. And who do they have on deck? I'm drawing a blank. They have San Diego State on deck at home. So you play home, you won that crazy game, then you hit the road real quick and back home. So I think they're I'm with you. I think Wyoming could win outright, but regardless, they're definitely going to keep this within 3 possessions here for sure. So give me the Wyoming tonight. And Sundance. I'm a Sundance Wicks stan. Shout out him for saving Green Bay for 1 year. So let's go Cowboys.
Hey, you got a much better coach now, though, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, Gottlieb can get off my campus.
I warned Colby last night. This line fucking reeked, and he dove right into it. Took Bowling Green as a dog. I took Western Michigan. I think this is going to be the what the fuck game of the night. Something tells me Western Michigan blows them out.
Yeah, I didn't bet this game, but I'll dive into that. I did bet another MAC game though. If we get to it, I'll share it out.
Yeah, we were kind of split on this last night too. They're begging for Bowling Green money. Who the hell's laying points with Western Michigan? And everybody remembers that Valparaiso game too. So nobody is going to lay points with Western Michigan. But, it's up to 4.5 now. They're telling you what the hell's going to happen. They're just giving you more and more points with Bowling Green because they're going to get blown out by double digits probably.
Agreed. I like Louisville. Louisville was actually one of my favorite plays tonight. I think Louisville might sneak around and make the NCAA tournament. This is a huge, huge game for their resume tonight. They've already played Carolina. They beat them. They lost to Duke. If they can beat Clemson, all of a sudden they're stacking up some quality wins here. I think they shoot the ball well again tonight and roll Clemson here at home at the Yum Center.
I took Clemson. Don't love it. Brunel on the road. Definitely a weird road spot, but I just think this Louisville team's got to come back to earth a little bit, and Clemson needs to steal a road win. They looked horrible against South Carolina, even though they were down 20-something points, came back and forced overtime. So hopefully that magic somewhat continues for the Cardinals and the KFC Yum Center and gets it done. At least to cover 4.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think Louisville's laying points for a reason. Clemson's gone on the road and lost this year too, but Louisville, beat Florida State by 14. Eastern Kentucky, whatever, but North Carolina by double digits, Virginia by 20. I think they get a big win here tonight. They're just figured stuff out. They played Kentucky really tight too on the road. That game got away from them late, but I think there's a spot Louisville wins by 6-7 points tonight.
All righty. So we all liked Carolina to win the game. Trev likes SMU to cover. A parlay would be with Missouri minus 125. I actually really like Missouri tonight. I think Missouri's way better than LSU, and they're hungry off a loss. I think they're just more physical, older, and I think LSU is one of the bottom teams in the SEC once again. So, yeah, give me Mizzou and a bounce back at home.
Yeah, I'll go with I like them at Mizzou last night. I know the line's kind of been jumping around 7-6 points. So I expect LSU to hang around with their defense, but Missouri's kind of been randomly like covering these weird games, and don't love Dennis Gates, and this team, but I think they get it done. Win by 8, 10.
I think it's a tad too many points. Whenever Missouri stepped up, Memphis, they lost by 8. Illinois beat them, and then Auburn, whatever, we're not going to hold that against you. It's at the Jungle, but Their one win, Kansas, their interstate rival, headed there, and they got that win. Other times, they've stepped up in competition and just struggled this year. LSU hasn't been phenomenal either, but, I mean, they've played some fairly decent teams and got some wins here. So I think it's a tad too many points. I think they'll lose, but I don't think Missouri's going to win by almost double digits.
Do you guys want to ride the Fresno Express tonight? The juice stats, would we take it at 15.5? Yeah, I would. Colorado State, I'm not laying that many points with them. I think that this is going to be a very, very entertaining game. Fresno, something tells me Fresno might get this one done outright. So I actually kind of want to sprinkle 9-1 here with Fresno. I love taking these 0-3 or 0-4 teams in league play. Catching big numbers. The other team kind of sleepwalks, just thinks that they're 0-4. We're just going to roll them. That's UConn the other day, how they played against 0-4 Providence. They sleptwalked through that entire game, almost lost. Give me Fresno.
Yeah, I'll battle you here on that. I don't love laying points with this team, but don't love betting on my money on Fresno State either this year. So I'll battle you and think that Colorado State just comes out whopping them somehow, some way, just because Fresno State kind of stinky.
Yeah, it feels like a lot. I mean, Fresno was just catching 15.5 against Utah State, and they covered that. I've been kind of a fan of Fresno. I don't know. I just like that Amari Aguilar guy. He's a bucket getter, shot chucker certified. But elevation, yeah, he's a certified shot chucker, man. That dude he doesn't give a shit. Get out of my way. I'm taking the shot. I mean, Colorado State, I'm not a fan of them either, but it feels kind of like a big spread. Like they just get a big just smash tonight against just a pretty shitty Fresno State team.
So the chat's saying was that an AM1 or not?
I don't know. I was waiting for him to line up. I don't see it.
No, it's not an AM1.
Course,
they're inbounding it right now.
Yeah. He couldn't grab the rebound. He left it short and just I knew it was cooked right there. I was like, yep, here comes a bucket. I was hoping for overtime.
There could be a phony cover here. They got
a foul instantly, yeah.
And then Morgan State's got to come down and miss a three, and then you got to get a foul with like 1 second left. It's got to be a phony cover here. Or
how many free throws have they missed tonight?
What could happen? NC Central could foul up 3 if they make both of these, and then they miss the free throw and get it
like
across.
Minnesota did last night. Yeah.
Oh my God!
Oh,
Don't even get me started on those jackasses. That was a miracle cover in the end, though, with the 3 straight threes. But it was the right side the entire fucking night. They fucking were winning the entire game, and then they fouled up 2. Who fouls up 2?
Bonehead.
He didn't know the score. I was like, what? I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my God, we're going to overtime.
The over in that game is 154.5, so that'll be right on the number for this North Central State game. Yeah, it's right there. Oh man, that's
brutal. All right, let's get to best bets, guys. I like Florida as my favorite play. 2.5, 3, whatever number you want. Shop around. I think the Gators get it done, make a statement, and we have no undefeateds after this.
Yeah, Florida was my favorite last night, so I'll co-sign that double favorite. But I'll give out BYU at home for the 9 o'clock slate. I think they get it done. Texas Tech just on that Utah travel spot, so they come back to earth after losing in Provo.
Yeah, I'm going to take you to Florida's also mine. That's my biggest bet of the night. But my second favorite is going to be Mississippi State. I had them on the money line last night. I think Vanderbilt just went and made their statement win in the SEC. I know it was just LSU, but Byington's first SEC game, that team's first SEC game, it was on the road. They won. I think they come home and they get a real taste of the SEC here tonight with Jans and the Bulldogs. I mean, this team plays fast. They got great offense, and they still got that defense. So I think it's going to be a good game, but Mississippi State's going to pull it out.
Love it. Moneyline, dog, parlay. How far do you want to go for your first one, or for the first leg here?
Moneyline, dog, parlay. Has anyone got anything else? I'm looking right now. I was
no,
gonna say Vanderbilt, but Trevor said his favorite was Mississippi State. So I'll stay off on that. Go ahead, Mac.
Did he really just foul him of 3?
Yeah.
No way.
Hey,
Make all 3 of these. We need overtime.
Overhit though.
Or wait. Oh no, they're saying it's on the floor.
Oh,
that is on the floor. That is on the floor. This isn't the fucking NBA.
Then it might have worked out better because the clock was already under 5 seconds. I may have gotten a little dicey.
But hey, so this is a scenario. The Morgan State kid makes the first, misses the second on purpose, rebound, make 2 free throws, win by 4. I'm going Fresno plus 880 or plus 900 on the money line. There you go. Less pressure for you guys. Throwing a couple dogs here with this.
Oh man, my dog ain't that big. I got Georgia money line. It's kind of small, but I think they beat Kentucky tonight. You can still get plus 110 on the money line, so I'll take that. A little yapper tonight.
All right, I didn't get to talk about this one, but I love it. I'm going with my alma mater. Give me the Cardinals off a big win. They got Ball State against Miami. Miami is notorious for kicking the shit out of Ball State. Just a heads up, so I expect Miami to be up at the first half. I gave this out last night. Miami will be winning at this first half. So I took Miami first half, Ball State full game. End up getting it done. Worthen Arena will not be hyped up. I know Mike Lewis. I tweeted you guys. Mike Lewis with his soda and beer. He called it pop, like Colby said. But I expect students to show up. This place won't be rocking like crazy. But I like this Ball State team, and I expect them to kind of win this game a little bit down low. Miami, Ohio is a really good team. But I like this momentum that Ball State's kind of gathered. I took them 11.5 against Kent State, so give me them money line dog.
I'm with you, and I got this queued up 42-1 here. Fresno, Georgia, Ball State. I just bet this. I threw $20 on it to win 880, baby.
I should have found another Bulldog then, right? Because Fresno State and Georgia. Is there another Bulldog in play? I guess is there a Bulldog parlay in play?
I don't think there's another Bulldog in action tonight.
I don't think so either.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. I see that he split the first 2.
I know.
He's got to.
So
hey,
he's got
to miss this on purpose. He missed it. Oh, they didn't get the rebound.
Oh no, he hasn't even shot yet for me. Oh,
I didn't see you see this shit. What the fuck is this?
Oh my god. Oh please, just give us overtime at this point. God,
good lord, you fucking
dude! How many bounce out rebounds have they given up tonight? They missed 8 free throws, so many rebounds.
You fucking Jack Fox rebound.
If he misses this, I'll be so pissed.
Dude, we're gonna get the cover if you just rebound.
Yeah, God, rebound foul.
All right, let's see what happens here with these 2 free. He made it. Shout out to the cameraman. We didn't even see it because they're showing the replay. I won't spoil it for you, Trev. He's about to shoot the second one.
I don't
know why my stream's always so far behind everybody's.
Yeah, your streams are far behind. ESPN Plus though is normally really far behind with me, even with Mac right now.
Did he shoot it yet?
No, 8 of 10 from the line. He's probably missing.
Lord.
Oh, he made. All right, let's go to overtime.
All right, 2.3 left. St. John's up 9. God damn it, Xavier, wake up! I don't want to lose a block battle to fraud ass.
Hey, Xavier was down like almost 20 to Marquette and came back. So let's get some Cintas magic.
We got it right where we want them, baby.
Yeah.
So, all right, gents. Game's kicking off here in 10 minutes for the 7 o'clock. We'll be back later to preview Wednesday's action. And make sure you like and subscribe and smash that subscribe button. 15K. We're still trying to get that. We're less than 50 away. I think we're like 30 away. So let's get that by tomorrow morning. And then, some more content coming your way. Go check out the Pump Fake Pod. Are you guys going tonight before our show?
Yeah.
Yes. What time?
Yep.
Like 10, around 10 Eastern, 10. I'll probably be joining a little late. I got this random work Christmas party, even though it's January 7th. Nice. So I'll be doing that while streaming some box scores tonight on the biggest night of my night. So, yeah, there you go.
There you go. And so make sure you guys go check out the Pump Fake Pod. We'll be back later tonight. We'll probably go 30 minutes later than whatever we say we were going to, because that's what we do over here at TCE. And make sure you guys go check out the college football experience. Go check out the FCS experience, Big 12 experience, Ryan and Rush Show, main sports gambling podcast for your NFL coverage. We got overtime in Baltimore between NC Central. Can't wait till they win by 4 and get a bullshit phony cover. Finally, maybe on the right side of one of these fraud covers. So he is at Michael_Huff for 3. He's at Sully Picks. I'm at Moneyline_Mac. We are the college basketball experience pregame show. Cheers. Have a good night, everybody. See you in a couple hours.
It's only a bullshit cover if we lose.
I want to take a chalk favorite for once and just fucking luck myself into it. Just be a fucking lucky ass, dumbass square. Go, hey!
They're gonna hit everything here.